Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to KISA's Department Day. This info session is going to be about industrial and systems engineering. My name is Adil and I'm from IE and PTM, and I'm going to be the moderator for today's session. Now I would like to introduce you to our presenter, George Murage. George is from Kenya and he's a third year student here at KAIST. He's majoring in industrial and systems engineering along with CS as his minor. Before we move forward, let me introduce you to how this session is going to proceed. Firstly, there will be presentation by George about IE, and after the session, we will move to Q&A session. For Q&A, we will be using a slide.do. I will share the link in the chat and you can start entering your question in there, and you can also vote the questions that someone else asked. After the presentation, we'll be answering your question. Now I would like to request all the participants to change their names to the following format. If you're Kaistian, then student ID underscore first name. And if you're not non-Kaistian, then just first name. So without further ado, let's start the session. George, you may start.
Thank you, Adil. Um, so I want to share my screen. I can share.
Okay, try now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so as Adila said, my name is George Murage from Kenya, and I'm currently a junior in the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering. So I'm going to give a brief introduction about the department as a whole and the department in KAIST, the outlook of the department in KAIST. So first of all, I think from what I know from my friends and my colleagues, industrial engineering is one of the least known departments around, despite the fact that it's a very great department. It's not that well known. So I think I'll try my best. I'll have to put in the effort to try and explain the department in the best way I can. So first of all, what is industrial and systems engineering? When someone mentions industrial and systems engineering, most people, the thought that comes to their mind is factory work, industry like manufacturing. So that is not only, that also is part of industrial and systems engineering, but industrial and systems engineering is very broad. It covers a lot of departments, a lot of fields. So the thing about industrial engineering is that it equips you with the tools and knowledge of optimization to make systems better and more efficient. That's the key goal of industrial engineering. And these systems are vast, as I said. There's not only the manufacturing industry, but there's also the transportation network, healthcare network, a computer system, an investment portfolio, and also the human body itself. So as long as the components, as long as the players in the system are working together to achieve a goal, as long as the components are working together to achieve a goal, that's the definition of a system. And the work of an industrial engineer is to use the tools and knowledge of optimization to make that system better and more efficient. So there are three key things that you need as an industrial engineer. These are the skills that you need as an industrial engineer. And the three topmost skills that you need are being curious, being observative, and being able to solve problems. So the curiosity and observation will allow you to identify problems in systems. And problem solving is also, as KAIST students, I think we're all good at problem solving. So that's also a key skill that's required for the field, for the department. So as I said, the fields in industrial and systems engineering are broad. It's not only the industry, it's not only manufacturing plants. We have an array of fields. These are just the general ones, not the only ones concerned with the departments in the school, but as industrial engineering as a whole. So there's artificial intelligence, which is also in CS. There's production management, supply chain and logistics, manufacturing, financial engineering, human factors and economics. So these are the main fields that I chose, but as I said, it's quite broad. And as you can see, these fields deal with more to do with artificial intelligence deals with more to do with uh, optimizing. What can I say? It deals with making. In the terms of industrial engineering, artificial intelligence is used to make systems more intelligent, more human-like. And production management is all about the factory. That's where the factory comes in. So you get to learn the skills of how to reduce wastage, how to make the process more efficient. Supply chain and logistics, the key things you learn there are how to minimize, like in a transportation network, which is included in the logistics, you learn how to minimize, let's say, the travel distances and the costs of probably shipping things here and there. Manufacturing, it's also in the industry. You're going to learn how to make processes flow better and how to monitor the quality of products and a lot of things that have to do to deal with the industry. Financial engineering, this is a very interesting field of industrial engineering because it deals with how to manage investment portfolios. So this is what I'm currently focusing on. So financial engineering will help you, it will equip you the skills of managing investment portfolios. So the jobs that you can get from a financial engineering, being an investment banker. So you'll be given a portfolio where you have to invest people's money and make sure they get profit, good profit, or the profit that they want from that. Human factors in economics is more to do with safety engineering. So this one will equip you the skills of learning how the human body works and learning how you can make people more comfortable in their working environment and more safe. Yeah, so those are the key fields in industrial engineering. So in KAIST, there are quite a number of labs in IE, and I'm not going to detail all of them, but I'll give you this list to check out. And as you can see, this deals with artificial intelligence. This complex system design deals with how to make a system, how to design a system. There's also data mining, which is also in CS. It more or less deals with the same thing, using data to solve problems. There's a financial engineering lab, as I explained. There's a human factors and economics. There's statistics, computing lab. There's risk management, risk analysis and management. There's automation engineering, also includes artificial intelligence, systems intelligence, systems optimization, manufacturing. There's even AR, augmented reality and media lab, and data science and artificial intelligence. So as I said, the department is broad, and the key thing you're going to learn about, you're going to get from this department is the skills of optimization, making something better and more efficient for other people to use, for people to work comfortably, for there to be profit in a business or an organization. Yeah. So I'm not going to detail all this, but if you check out the KAIST IE website, you can get more information about the labs. So moving on, this is a good question. The pros and the cons of the department. So as I said, in the pros, one of the key things is you're going to learn the optimization skills. And these skills can be applied to very many fields, as we have seen, as I've outlined some of the fields there. And another good thing about IE is that you can get a job in any sector. And an industrial engineer is not only going to be getting an employment in an industry or a factory. He can get an employment as a financial engineer in an investment banking company. He can also be a data analyst for, let's say, Amazon, to handle the logistics of the flow of goods. There's also, you can get employment in the health sector to manage the way probably the paramedics, they are dispatched. You can also work with the emergency dispatch services to make sure that everything is running smoothly. There's no congestion. There's no collision of roles here and there and duties. So as long as there's a system involved in what you're doing, an industrial engineer can come in and his work is going to be optimized the components and the flow of the system. And again, it's also easy to transition between sectors and grow your career, because you can move from one sector to another. And also, as you focus on your particular field, you can also grow your career, because those skills that you learn, they are very useful and they always be carried forward. So some of the cons of industrial engineering as a whole is that it can be challenging. It can be challenging to figure out what sector to settle for, because you're open to a lot of options, and figuring out what you want is quite a challenge. So it's good to have an idea of what you want at the end before you come to industrial engineering. I'm not saying it's a must, but it's good to have an idea of what you want in the end, because you might end up learning a lot of things and then you don't know what to focus on. So the idea will grow when you start your second year, the idea moving on. But it's also good to have to make the picture as you move on. So which field you really want to focus on at the end. And another challenge, another con is that there's competition with specialists for job. So some people, they're gonna major in particular things. Like let's say, let me give an example of financial engineering. There are people who are going to major in financial engineering as financial engineering, not attached to anything else. But you're going to learn financial engineering plus other stuff as an industrial engineer. So when you go to the job market, there might be competition with specialists for jobs, because one person has really focused on financial engineering. The other person has done a lot of things around industrial engineering, but ended up just focusing on financial engineering at the end, maybe the last 2 years. So there might be competition when it comes to finding jobs. But what I would advise is that, as I said earlier, you should have a plan. You should at least know where you're going as you grow in industrial engineering. So in the end, the research that you're going to do, the individual study that you're going to do, the internships that you're going to take are going to be in line with what you want. And that will help you compete with guys who are specializing in what exactly are the same thing you're doing. So I'm going to move on to KAIST industrial engineering. So this is much of what I said was industrial engineering as a whole, but this is focused on KAIST. I'm just going to detail a little bit of information here. If you have any other questions, you can ask at the end. So first of all, the professors and the TAs, I think these are among the best people I've gotten to interact with. And research-wise, the diversity of the department creates a lot of research opportunities. You'll find yourself sometimes working with people from CS, working with people from math department, working with people from electrical. There's a lot of merger of there's a lot of collaboration with other departments. So that will happen because of diversity in the department. And the labs, currently the labs are online because of the current pandemic going on, but it also depends on the lab. Last year, winter, I did my internship in the human engineering department, and it was online. So that's why I'm saying currently the labs are online. But moving on, the status of the labs might change, or depending on the professor, the work he'll give you, he might tell you to be offline. So that it really depends on the lab. The assignment types, in general, they are homeworks, as most of departments. They are projects that you're going to do, because industrial engineering is also a very practical field department, and they're also group works. And in terms of part-time jobs, the best options I know the both positions I know in the department are research assistant positions. So currently I'm a research assistant in another department, but I'm also applying some of the data science skills that I learned in IE to help me in the other department. So research assistant jobs are one option, one position you can get in the department as a part-time job. Moving on to the suggested roadmap of the courses. So in the freshman year, after you finish, most of the freshman year, everything is more or less done for you. So most of the things you're advised on what to do, and most of the courses you're going to be told what to do. But from the second year, if you choose industrial engineering as your department, this is my suggested roadmap of courses. And I'll give a just a brief description of what each department, what each course is about and why it's there. So in your sophomore year, in the spring semester, I suggest you take probability and statistics from the math department and take engineering statistics 1 from IE. So statistics is like the foundation of industrial engineering, because systems are very dynamic and they rely on statistics and they rely on probability. So these two courses will give you the necessary skills to move forward to other courses, because they are very foundational. Statistics is the foundation of IE. If you don't know statistics, you won't make it in IE. You really need to know probability and statistics. And another course I would suggest is Introduction to Operations Research. So this one will teach you about linear programming, which is one of the optimization skills and optimization tools that you'll use in IE. And it's very important in all moving forward. And also lastly, I would suggest manufacturing process innovation. So this one, it's more of the how the manufacturing plants work, but it combines with, it has some knowledge. It will teach you more the practical skills of linear programming from OR, Introduction to Operations Research. So you'll get the practical bits of OR in manufacturing process innovation, which will be very useful moving forward. This is what I would suggest for the spring semester of your second year. And for your fall semester of your second year, I would suggest you to take Engineering Statistics 2, which is an extension of Statistics 1, which is more, it's a bit advanced. It's a bit advanced than Statistics 1, but it's also important. And Production Management 1, this one will give you a bulk of how the industry works, like how a factory operates. So this one, it will, once you take these courses I'm suggesting at the beginning, as you move forward, you'll know what to pick and what to drop. So I put here Production Management 1 because it's not a very, it's a very doable course, and you'll get the feel of how production management is and what it's all about. So it's more of an introductory course. And then you'll get to decide whether you want to move on with production management as your specialty. And the third one I would suggest is Operations Research, Stochastic Models. This is an extension of the first Introduction to Operations Research. And this one deals with stochastic models. Stochastic means changing, very dynamic, and it's a little bit high level, but it's good. Moving on. And in your junior year, in your spring semester, these are the courses I would suggest. So the first one is Data Structure and Analysis. This one will teach you a lot of the CS related data structure skills. And you're going to learn how to program problems that you're going to encounter in IE from this course. So that one will teach you more of the programming skills that you're going to need for IE. And the second one is Introduction to Human Engineering. This one is human engineering, which is all about safety engineering, how to make people safer and feel more comfortable in their work environments. So these are introductory courses that are going to give you an idea of what you want to do in the end. So introduction to financial engineering, I've really talked about this. It's all about investments and making investment portfolios. There's also decision analysis and risk management. This is, it deals, the main thing about this, it teaches you the skills of advanced Excel. That's what I would describe, that's how I would describe this course in a few words. It's all about advanced Excel, and Excel is a very powerful tool when it comes to organization and statistics and working out with models. It's something we know a lot and we use a lot in our daily lives, but it's very important in IE, in the sense that it's good for modeling and running simulations of processes. So this is more to do with advanced Excel. And there's also data-driven decision-making and control. This is all about, this is more of AI, the math behind AI. And so these 5 courses will give you an idea of what you want to do at the end. And in your summer vacation with that year, I would advise you take an internship. You can take an internship in the winter of your sophomore year, but I would advise you to take an internship in the summer vacation of your junior year, because you have an idea of what you want to do now. You have a really bit of understanding of what you do. So you can pick a lab that you like, and also an individual study that you can contact and do research with a professor based on what you like now. So I would suggest in your summer vacation to do your internship or an individual study. And after this, you're going to have a plan of what you want to do. And that was very important. So moving on, it's going to be more of up to you. The courses you're going to take from now on, they're going to be up to you. So that's the summary of IE. I didn't want to make it complicated to make it look like a lecture, but I also wanted to drive the main points of IE. So that's the end of my presentation. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, George. That was really insightful session. Okay, now let's move to Q&A. So, okay, let's check. There are no questions in Slido. So guys, I will really encourage you guys to ask questions. If you have any questions, if you don't want to put it in Slido, you can just unmute yourselves and ask the questions right away. Okay, or else I have like, maybe to help you guys, let me ask you questions. Because George, like, how's your experience been internship-wise in IE? How did you told us that you got internship in human engineering lab. What did you do? What was the roadmap of in getting that internship?
So IE, they actually need a lot of foreigners right now, because IE doesn't have much foreigners. So if you apply for an internship in IE as a foreigner, you're most definitely the chances of you getting it are high. That's one thing. And another thing is, okay, what I did during my internship is I was testing a model, an AI model that will be used in an airbag system, like an inflatable airbag system, to help the elderly people when they fall, not to injure themselves, to reduce the risk of hip injury. So that's human engineering, but as you can see, it's also related to AI. It's connected to AI. So that was part of my research. So what I did is I did the research for 8 weeks, and then after that I did my presentation to the professor, and my professor approved, and I got the certificate. I got my approval from the professor and got the certificate from the department. So what I plan to do is I'm not going to carry on the research, but if you want to carry on the research that you were doing in IE, you have to acquire, I think, at least 90, if I'm not, I'll have to confirm this, but 90 plus credits. so that you can continue with the research that you were doing and make it as your undergraduate research credits. So for me, I'm not going to go for that because I changed my focus to financial engineering. But that's the basis. That's the basics of internships in industrial engineering. Yeah.
And just to get an internship, we just need to email the professor if there's any position available, right?
No. The department will will tell you when the internship is going to be open through email or through your portal. And once you check, once you apply, that's all. You just have to wait for a response from the department. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay. So moving on to next question. Like in your opinion, what do you think is the job market for IE graduates from KAIST in Korea?
KAIST in Korea. Well, I think this will
Maybe
be
if you have
this will
if
be
you have any
very
experience regarding internship in industry, or if you tried to apply, or you heard from someone else.
Well, the last internship I tried applying for an internship at Morgan Stanley for financial engineering. It didn't go through, maybe because I am not there yet in terms of the skills of a financial engineer. But in terms of Korea, I think, for my opinion, I think the options are not that much, because if you're not good at the language is the barrier here. So the options will be open if you can master the language. So, okay, let me not say the options are not there much. The options are there, but once you master the language, I'm pretty sure you can get into any department, any job that relates to systems and optimization. And as I explained, the fields are a lot, so there are a lot of job opportunities. Personally, I'm not looking to working in Korea. So, but those who want to work in Korea, they have to sharpen their Korean first. It's the main thing. Yeah.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
And yeah. So, okay, in your opinion, what do you think like the grad school options are after graduating from IE?
The grad, so you mean the masters and the
Yeah,
PhD?
master's program or PhD.
There are quite a lot. That it will now depend on the research that you're working on. So you can even find yourself, you are in IE, but you end up doing your master's in a CS department, doing data science and AI. Or you can even find yourself in a math department doing like working on the math behind AI. You can find yourself in the finance and business sector for your master's. You can find yourself in civil engineering, because civil engineering also has the aspect of transportation networks. So if you want to focus on like networks or transport networks and logistics, you can find yourself in civil engineering. You can find yourself in and you're also even the health sector. So you can also find yourself doing research with not biology people, but I think civil engineering is more to do with the healthcare. It also incorporates the healthcare systems. So you can find yourself even in healthcare systems under civil engineering. So you can move from departments to departments when you go to your grad school. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. Like some people think that IE is really congested. It's only about manufacturing or just industrial
No.
systems. But
Yeah,
in
that's the
reality, it's
problem.
like quite diverse.
Yeah. So I think the name systems is more important. Industrial, I don't know about it. This is what gives people a stereotype, but the systems is what IE is all about.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
So, and okay, so there are still no questions in Slido. So, oh, there is one. Okay. Is there any field in IE that have a relation with double E, electrical engineering?
Ah. EE.
It's a tough question.
Yeah, that's a tough question. I don't know much about EE. Um, But as far as I'm concerned, EE also deals with they have the okay. If I may ask the person who asked the question, which field of EE in particular would you want to go to? Or probably because I think also IE has so many fields, so you have to like tell me, you have to narrow the focus and tell me which, or give me like some departments, some fields that you think you want to go for, or yeah, that you have in mind, and then I'll tell you if they're connected to IE.
So if you're listening, you can just unmute yourself and ask the question, or you can type in the chat. Okay, there is no response. So yeah, so I think like IE and IA still have a lot of in common. For example, all the artificial intelligence labs, they are working like side by side with IE. Okay, we have in chat. I think there's something about network.
Oh, okay. So network in terms of like computer network.
He or she is not sure. Yeah.
About, let's say, okay, if it's about, let's say, network, if I understand well, if you're talking about like a network in terms of communication networks, so yes, it's connected to IE, but the role of an IE person in the, let's say, telecommunications network will be to make the network itself, the framework and the backbone of the system itself, the network. And now the electrical engineer is going to make now the electrical components. So the electrical engineer might not know where to position stations, but the industrial engineer will know where the best location for stations, for the communication stations, how to reduce, how to increase the coverage. That in the broader sense, in the sense of a system, the IE guy will know that, and that's something that the EE guy might not know. The EE guy might just know how to make the electrical components. So that's where IE comes in terms of telecommunications network, if that's why I understood.
I totally agree with you. Okay, guys, if you have any further questions, feel free to chat or even type in the Zoom chat or just type in the Slido. Okay, no further question. Okay, let me ask a question. George, you told us that you're pursuing financial engineering.
Yeah.
Yeah. What made you so interested in financial engineering that you decided to go for it?
The money. I think it's the investment. It's very interesting how investments work. Many people, in terms of investments, many people, I was personally also thought I knew how to invest, but once you learn about investments, you know that you actually don't know anything about investments. And what financial engineering teaches you is how the markets work, a little bit of how the economy works, and a little bit of how like the stock prices are not fixed, they're very variable. It's going to give you all those skills, and you're going to learn how to use them to make your own investment portfolio and also make portfolio for others. That's why investment banking is a big deal, because not everyone knows how to invest. People think they know, but they don't know. And once you learn the math behind it, it's actually very interesting, and you actually realize you can make a lot of money from it. Yeah. So the money drew me to financial.
That's a really great answer, and I absolutely agree with you. Like, for example, I'm also doing double major with IE and BTM, and yeah, and you learn a lot. Like, you don't think that business will be that much related with engineering, but it's so interrelated. There's supply chain management, there's investment banking, there's so many things going on over here.
Yeah. So
So
it's a good field of IE.
yeah, exactly. Okay, we have a question in Slido. How would you evaluate the workload of the courses required? Do you feel like courses are more assignment focused or exam evaluation focused?
They are more of assignment focused. there's a lot of assignments. Yeah, there's a lot of assignments. The if I check the percentage, maybe it might be because of the pandemic, but currently if I check the percentage of the homeworks versus the exams, they're more or less the same. There's no difference. But the homeworks, they're actually important because that's where you get to learn a lot. I mean, you don't get to learn a lot when you're doing the exams just for your grade. But the homeworks, you get to learn a lot. The workload is quite a lot for the homeworks, but it's also good because it sharpens your skills. And in terms of how they're graded, they're more or less the same. Yeah.
And guys, don't worry, it's not going to be like physics 1 or physics 2 homeworks. IE
Yeah.
homeworks are, yeah, better than that. Yeah.
You can use resources to solve questions. They're not hard, but there's a lot of workload, but they're good for your learning. Yeah.
Right now, there are 3 international students in IE,
Yeah.
George, me, and one other guy, Clement. So if you
And
guys have,
also Fuad.
Fuad is still freshman. He will be
But he said he's
joining
going to
us.
join. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So come join IE. It's going to be really fun, believe me.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. There's so many opportunities. They're trying to open up the IE to international students because it has not yet caught traction with international students. So yes, but I trust you, me, it's a very good department.
Yeah,
You won't regret joining it. Yeah.
exactly. Our international coordinator is Shuping Shong, Professor Shuping Shong, and he's really nice. He's really caring. And if you have any problem, you can just go straight to him, and he will do his best to help you out.
Yeah. That's true. As far as I'm concerned, he was heading ISSS some time back. So yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
he's from China, so he understands problems of international students, and he looks at you as an international student, not just as a student. So he understands your problems as an international student. So he's really good, as Adil said.
Okay, we got another question in Slido. Does financial engineer require high level of math?
Yeah, there's a lot of math involved, but it's not hard math. It's easy math. It's not hard, but there's a lot of math involved. Yeah, so you're going to learn about so many things to do with finances, the math structure behind them, but it's not hard. It's just a lot, but it's not hard. Yeah.
I think it's if you do well in stats 1 and engineering stats 2,
Yeah,
you'll be fine like in all of the
exactly.
courses.
You actually don't need stats two that much in financial, but understanding stats one, understanding stats one and probability and statistics from math department, that's enough for financial engineering. Yeah.
But one thing, stats 1 is not that easy. So before before you start the semester, make sure that you study engineering stats 1 in your vacation. All right, guys, if you have any further question, feel free to ask. Okay, I don't think so. We have any other questions. So, okay, if no one has any other question, we can just end the session. So again, I would like to thank George for taking out time out of your busy schedule to help your fellow students. It was really insightful and comprehensive session, and I know I learned a lot, and hopefully others learned as well. And I would like to thank all the participants for joining us today. Best of luck in choosing your major. Hope you guys will join IE. And if you guys do join IE, don't forget to hit me up or George up if you need any help or if you just want to party. So guys, thank you and have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you very much.